I'd like to introduce you to Kathy Sindoni, who is a certified legal nurse consultant in New York. And I've asked Kathy to visit with me today about her role in assisted living cases. And so Kathy, I'm just really curious, first of all, how did you get interested in these cases? Is this your specialty?
Yes, this is my area of specialty. I've been in the assisted living industry for about 14 years.
All right, so wonderful. So you're in assisted living and you got this idea you wanted to do cases involving assisted living. How did you make that happen?
Well, for me, it was actually, it started with some industry consulting, and I was getting some name recognition and really working as more as an expert in assisted living. And through that work, I was making connections with attorneys. I was doing some CLNC work outside of assisted living as well.
Okay, great.
But I was also doing the industry consulting to supplement my business. And through that, I started getting leads for cases within the industry.
So I know earlier you and I were talking that you think assisted living cases are just going to continue to increase. Obviously, we have a whole population of people out there that are dependent on assisted living. So it's going to be a big area of litigation. What are some of the big issues you're seeing in these cases?
One of the biggest issues is medication related, because to date they've used a lot of med techs, and that's been an issue on a lot of fronts. And when there's a medication error, and there are, that's been one of the most litigated areas.
All right, so medication areas or medication issues, and again, primarily with technicians.
Yeah.
What else? What's another big area?
Direct care certainly has been an area, skin breakdown, injuries, dementia is always a hot issue, and there are a lot of things that can happen with dementia, so supervision is often a big issue.
Okay, so I know you and I were talking earlier with assisted living, you can definitely have cases that involve healthcare providers with direct care, as you're saying. You can also have cases that involve, as you're suggesting, supervision issues that are really kind of addressed with the facility itself and their failure to provide for adequate supervision. So I know you mentioned dementia as an example.
Yeah.
So can you just expand on that a little bit?
Yeah, dementia is definitely a big challenge, because some settings are really set up specifically for dementia, and they're locked settings, so to speak, alarmed with delayed egress, and other settings are not. So they're really different approaches that you need to take depending on the setting that you're in, and making sure the residents are in the right setting. So there's a lot of liability when you have people with dementia who are not yet in that dementia care setting or special needs setting.
Absolutely. I know too that you combine or have merged your expertise, not only consulting with attorneys on these assisted living cases, but that also you're a consultant to the assisted living industry as well. And so tell us about that, because I think that's a great way to get your expertise known to people throughout your state.
Yeah, that has really been fantastic. That has helped me tremendously. It's helped with name recognition. It's helped put me, in the spotlight, so to speak, and becoming sort of a go-to person, an expert. And by providing that kind of consulting in the industry to operators, to providers, builds my confidence. It makes me feel more like the expert, and realize how much I do have to offer. So when an attorney calls on me, I'm very comfortable in that role.
I think that's fantastic, and I know you were telling me that you think more consultants should try and put themselves out as experts in their industry, whether it's something like what you're doing, consulting within the industry, or maybe speaking about their subject, just getting out there and putting themselves out there as a true expert. Again, It gives you that confidence, and it gets your name out there, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does. It really does, and it positions me very well to be a very credible expert when attorneys do call, because I'm really out there walking the walk.
Well, I think if I had an assisted living case, I'd love to subcontract with you, so thanks for sharing that. And is there anything else that you'd like to share with your peers here today?
Yeah, I think mostly, I remember that feeling of worry, can I do this? Will I actually succeed at this? And I think just realizing you don't have to put all of your eggs in one basket. You can bring it together in many ways, and I've been independent now for 3 years, working for myself and truly living the dream.
Congratulations, and thank you so much, Kathy.
My pleasure, thank you.